In the last video, I told you that these two would be a little bit more challenging because you'd have to just apply the distributive property first or twice for each example. But I challenge you to try them on your own. So hopefully you at least tried them, gave them a try, and now you're kind of just checking to see how well you did. So on this first example, we've got to distribute 4 to everything on the inside of parentheses here. And we've got to distribute -2 to everything on this set of parentheses at the end. So 4 times 3k is 12k. And 4 times -2 is -8 or -8. Then over here I've got a -2, so -2 times k is -2k. A negative times a positive is a negative. And -2 times -3, a negative times a negative is a positive, and 2 times 3 is 6. Now I'm looking to combine like terms, so I've got 12k minus 2k. I know 12 minus 2 is 10k. And then next, for my constants, I have -8 and +6. So I've got -8 plus 6. I know that when signs are different, I subtract. So 8 minus 6 is 2. And I keep the sign of the number with the greater absolute value, which in this case is -8. So we can have 10k minus 2, or we could write this as 10k plus -2. I would accept either one as an answer since they both have the same value. So hopefully you're checking either you got this answer or you're fixing your mistakes and kind of trying to learn from those mistakes really quickly. You may have to rewatch the video or pause and rewind it to hear something again. On this one, we should have distributed the -3 to both numbers inside parentheses. So -3 times +6z is -6z. Negative times positive is a negative. And then a -3 times a -1, a negative times a negative is a positive, and 3 times 1 is 3. We've got -9, and then we've got another set of distributive property here. 2 is on the outside of parentheses, so I'm going to distribute the 2 to the 3 and the z. We've got 2 times 3 is +6, and 2 times -z, a positive times a negative is a negative, and 2 times z is 2z. So now I'm looking to combine like terms. Remember that we always want our variable term first, so I'm going to start with my variable terms, which is -18z and -2z. -18z minus 2z, remember we can copy, change here, and this is a negative value. So we've got -18 plus -2. Signs are the same, so we add and keep. 18 plus 2 is 20. And we keep the negative symbol, so we've got -20z. Then I'm going to go ahead and combine my constants. I think it's best if we copy, change here, so that we've got all these numbers being added. 3 plus -9 plus 6. Well, we know that 3 plus -9 signs are different, so I subtract. 9 minus 3 is 6, and then I keep the sign of the number with greater absolute value, which is negative. And then I've got -6 plus +6. When signs are different, negative and a positive, we subtract. 6 minus 6 is 0. So these two things end up canceling each other out. -6 plus 6. And I'm left with just -20z. And that is my simplified answer. So you can see the benefit here to using the distributive property and combining like terms, because we took this whole expression and we simplified it into a much smaller thing and easier thing to read as -20z. And as you get further into algebra and further into your math classes, it'll be really important that we're able to simplify things and put them in simplest form so that when we plug in numbers, we have an easier way to plug in and get the correct answer. And so at this point in time, hopefully you're fixing your mistakes and learning from them if need be, or you got it right and you're good to go. Today we worked on simplifying algebraic expressions with integers. Our learning target was I can simplify algebraic expressions that contain negative numbers, and we applied the distributive property first and combined like terms second. We also, there was something down here that says remember PEMDAS, multiplication comes before addition and subtraction. That's why we have to use the distributive property first, because that's multiplying, and then apply the addition and subtraction.